Welcome to the Fifth Trooper Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Fifth Trooper Podcast. Jay let me do the intro this time. I'm your host, Evan the Raccoon Bowlers, and with me, Jay the Sultan of SWAT, Shalansky.
The Sultan of SWAT? Or the Salt and the SWAT?
Oh, okay, all right. I was just trying to, I couldn't think of something that, like, Shalansky is hard to rhyme, all right? I'm going to be straight with you. I mean, I could, you can't say, like, Poplansky. Those words that don't make, those words don't make sense.
They had to call me all different names growing up because there was no rhyming. There's no rhyming with that.
Or the Sultan of Salt.
Ooh,
there we go. All right.
That. Yeah, well, that was fun.
And that's the last time you get to
did
do
it, little
that.
guy.
oh boy, I did it.
Yeah, so Evan just did the intro. That's big news.
Let's see if this gets edited out and he just does it when I'm not here.
That would be really funny.
Yeah, Evan, just give it a listen. I think you'll like what I did.
Yeah, I think you'll really like the editing that I did for this. So today's episode, we're going to be a little bit laid back today. We've been doing our international segment of shining a light on the international community. We're still doing that. Just we were going to have a buddy of mine from Germany on this week, but he's actually got a Prime this weekend, and he thought it would be really cool if he went to the Prime and then talked about that.
Oh, interesting. Do you know which one he's going to?
No.
Okay, because Jakob, who we had on a little while ago, was going to one too.
In Germany or in England?
England.
Okay, I think this may be in Germany. I don't know though, but maybe they're going to the same one. But so he'll be on next week, and also next week we're gonna have War Corgi on. So this is just gonna be I love Michael. So we're gonna just have a Jay and Evan fun time today. I think pretty open conversation about whatever we want. The first thing I would like to talk to everybody about is we do have the event decks and the new mats all on pre-order on the website, as and also the Trash Panda Collection T-shirts. Those will be at Adepticon. You can actually mark on the little thing that you want to pick them up at Adepticon, because we'll be there. We're going to have a booth at Adepticon. Or they'll ship in April when we get back and we get everything in. I think we'll probably have the event decks and T-shirts be, for Adepticon. So then as soon as we get back, I can ship those out. But the mats, they got to come over on the boat.
How about the sidebars?
Yeah. So we're going to do blue and red now. We have red sidebars.
Yeah, red exclusively. So they're launching with Adepticon. So we'll have them at Adepticon.
Yes.
Because everything in Adepticon's red. Go figure. And then we'll have them. But because we know it sucks if you can't go to these events, but you want our stuff, that's why we're doing the pre-orders, so you can still get them on our website. We're just launching them to be like, it's an Adepticon exclusive, but hey, we get it. Here's in the pre-order as well.
Yeah. And so that's exciting. Trying to think what else. We got some exciting stuff going on with the network. And new content that we're boiling underneath the surface, and I think our plan is, what I'd like to do this year is have some Patreon exclusive stuff. We'll see. That's something I want to work on. I kind of want to reorganize the Patreon, not as far as what we give away. I think everyone's been pretty excited about our Patreon member shipping stuff that we ship out to them.
My buddy Jeff put the sticker on this new truck. He messaged me. He's like, the first thing I put in this truck is that sticker. I'm like, all right, cool. Dude.
Yeah.
Like,
so this quarter, last quarter, we did the Debacle T-shirt. Our original plan was to just do a T-shirt like once at the end of the year of membership with a mat, but then the Debacle thing came up, and it was such a good idea that we decided send those out, and then we sent out we had that list, that Hoth list that. Or no. We did the Krennic Shore Trooper list. So we had the Krennic Shore Trooper list, and we wrote a little story, and we sent that all out. This time around, a sticker and training cards.
Yep. Some of the
raccoon trading cards. Yeah. And then also anybody at, I forgot what level, the $20 level, I guess, is going to get a limited edition poster. Coming up in the next month or so, that we're actually Patreon's got all this new stuff that you can get right through them. Okay. Instead of like us doing it, and I just send them the artwork, and then apparently they ship it.
Cool.
So we're gonna try the poster. I got the demo of the poster. It's really nice, and so you get posters, and then we got some cool stuff coming up. So you know, if you want to support us on Patreon, you definitely get stuff out of it, which you know, was always my goal.
Yeah.
And you're helping us, you know, get, like, we just had to buy some new equipment for Adepticon.
That was the thing. Yeah, that was you know, so right, like, unfortunately, Jay and I have to drive. As much as I'd love to fly and just ship it, so it's like a 13-hour drive. And last time we knew what we were doing, but we didn't. Right. Like, we had an idea of what we wanted and what we wanted to do, but we also, it was like our first real big, like, serious event. Yeah. And it was heavy. That's what I'll say. So now we've got, like, some more streamlined equipment, all thanks to you. We're hoping to get some more, like, just videos out, and a lot of it's like, right, man, like, we're both work plus this, so it's anything that we can do to help that we can get toward that, you know, put funds toward this kind of thing for us so we can make time for this. No, it really always helps, and we really appreciate it. Yeah, and so thank you if you are a Patreon member, and if you're not, you know, even if you can give up like $2 a month, that's just helpful for us. That, or a like and subscribe. Yeah, that helps too on YouTube and everything. Yeah, for sure. Get that algorithm. Yeah, algorithm. So that's that junk out of the way. There was the rules reference update. We're going to now kind of just skim through it because this week we will actually be before the Scoundrels this week, and so they're going to have a deep dive on the rules reference, and they're going to have a special guest, super secret, that's going to go over that with them. And so, you know, we're going to let them do the full dive because I think they're going to do it better than we will. But we got a couple bullets that we can talk about and kind of just give our thoughts on it quickly. All right, so I'll hit a couple of the big points. Like I said, they'll dig into the big things. So Tauntauns cannot leave combat for freezies anymore. They have to take a withdrawal action, but to that they actually get all their free stuff, so like the free shoot for Relentless, things like that. That's big to me because I don't know if you've ever had it where they ram in and then they ram into something else and they ram and they do all this damage and they get away scot-free. So that's a pretty big change for me anyway. Yeah. Because now you can kind of like, I can put droids or troopers or something in front, they can take it, and then if they can't just leave scot-free, right? Right. Yeah, I mean, that was always a struggle where, I mean, it's the same thing with OP Luke, right? He just, Operative Luke, he can just leave whenever he wants and do whatever he wants to do. Feels real bad. Yeah. You can't tarp it, right? Right. And so this is a good change, I think. And I think it was funny because I thought I saw it somewhere. I was like, it was always intended to be this way, but they just like forgot a line. So it was just, right. I mean, it kind of like, it made sense like you're on a dewback or space horses and you just say, no, we're going over here, right? Yeah. Like the guys on the ground aren't going to fight you. But, another thing is, so the correct way to play Secret Mission and Bounty now is they do not interact with each other. Right. It used to be if you put a bounty on R2-D2, that automatically triggered a Secret Mission, and he could just hide, and then you lost a point. Yeah, and I think most people, including myself, weren't playing it that way. I just assumed they were two different things, and so like I never really thought about it, and I know a bunch of people that I had talked to and that, you know, we kind of shot around the changes. We're like, oh yeah, same here. So I think everybody was playing it the right way, but it's good that they clarify it because anybody could have done it the other way, especially with Worlds and stuff coming I kind of like the energy of being like, yeah, I'll put a bounty in R2-D2. You know, it gives my secret mission. Yeah, I know. Yeah. You won't have it for too long, buddy. Right, it's like a weird flex. Yeah, I like the the flex I gave, especially with like Cad Bane. Too bad he wasn't around when that happened. Be like, yeah, no, you can have that. That's fine. Right, yeah. I'll be seeing you real soon. I kidnapped a Senate. What are you going to do to me? I stole a holocron. What are you going to do to me? All right, so we'll just do like two more here. And then, again, you can listen to the Scoundrels for like a more detailed takedown. But when you're displaced, it's a speed one, not a range one. Right. That's pretty big because it used to be like if you hit something, I mean, it still stinks to get moved, but it's not like not range one stinks anymore. Yeah, not 6 inches stinks. It's more like 3 inches. Yeah. And lastly, the only one we'll touch is Wedge, my boy Antilles. He becomes now you get a free pivot action instead of so he used to be tap. You get when you pivot, you get a free 360 pivot. Yeah. Now it's tap and he gets a free pivot. Does that make sense? So it used to be you tap him, and then you'd have to take an action to pivot, and it would let you 360.
So
And-
you would still have to take the pivot action, and
Yes.
you could do it 360. Now it's just you just get a free pivot action.
Yes, and so you still have to get recover to get him back, but he's starting to feel more like the best pilot in the galaxy because he lets you do it for free.
Yeah.
Instead of, I tried, man. I tried. I tried using him on skirmish. It's fine because it's such a small board that taking the 360
Dude, that T-47 in skirmish
is real good.
awful.
But being able to move, and then there are times when I'm playing it in like a big game, I'm like, man, I wish I could just
Okay.
like pivot,
Yeah.
like aim and shoot. And now you can do it once, and then because there's gonna be times when you just fly off with the airspeeder, you can take a recover anyway. So I think that's a big, like a good change for him.
Yeah. That's good.
And the last one, just because this was in the same errata, commanding presence is now range 1 to 4, not just range 4.
Right. And then I think the other one we can mention briefly is that losing the comm.
Oh yeah, comm relay cannot be put on emplacement.
Yeah.
Whoops. So I don't know about you, but when you saw a shoreline go, it goes to the trooper, then it goes to the thing,
Yeah.
your placement, but it doesn't. Then it goes to the trooper, then it goes to the thing, but it doesn't. Like that's the droid's gimmick.
Yeah.
And they got it for like 15 points or something.
Right.
So why am I playing droids when I could just play shores who are better at everything? Right.
Yeah.
Like so.
And I mean, we saw it a little bit, and we saw some abuse of it, but it's fine. Either way, it's fine.
I like it. Like this is fine. Like I prefer it this way because
Sure.
man, it used to feel bad. I'm like,
Yeah.
I did all this stuff to make this happen for me, and it's like, well, all right, give one to this guy. And boop,
yeah,
boop, 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 boop.
yeah, and I think it worked out.
Oh,
It's-
and they get aims too.
right. But yeah, so there's way more than what we just covered. We're gonna leave that up to the scoundrels. They're gonna have a pretty special episode. So if you want to hear a deep dive into the rules reference, you can go listen to them boys over there.
I have another bit of news.
All right.
The AAT is legal for Worlds,
Yeah.
though it's coming out March 20th.
Right.
That said, if you're going to Worlds and you're like, hey man, I want to bring this AAT.
Yeah. What do you do?
No paint requirement.
Oh.
You're allowed to just, and I kind of want to see someone mad flex and bring like an unpainted tank to the top tables. Like, yeah, they've got all these paint requirements. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, they said I could.
I mean, I think kudos to not just FFG but also Adepticon, because that paint requirements is Adepticon's rules.
Yeah. That's the cons event,
Right.
not the companies.
Yeah, so just good on everybody. I think they did the right thing. I think it's a bold move for the competitive community from FFG to show them that they care and that they understand
man, it's like,
that
hey,
it's a big deal.
Hey, the clones get their tank. Why shouldn't the
Right.
because why would tank doesn't make the faction, but like it feels bad, man. Everyone's
Yeah.
got a tank. Why don't I get a tank?
Yeah.
Right.
So that was good.
And the other cool thing was they gave you
yeah.
dimensions, so I'm going to put a frisbee on a shoe and just use that pretty much as my stand-in to see if I like the AAT. Like, you just get like an old shoe, put it on there. It's about 150 meters. You get a little frisbee, bam, like good enough for me. So unfortunately, I had ordered some stuff off Amazon, and it was supposed to be in today.
Yeah.
And I get an email today saying, "Sorry, sucker, not till March 23rd."
Oh man.
And I went to them because my local store didn't really order a whole bunch, so I was kind of like stuck in the wind here. So now it's going to be whoever gets to our store first to buy the things. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if I actually have a clone tank. I see all of you others with pictures. I'm jealous. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Jealous.
I could care less. I'm
Ain't
like,
Imperial. I don't care.
well, I mean, I want to play droids. I've been getting this stuff for droids. I'm gonna get that tank. I'm gonna get the B2s. I'm gonna get the B1 upgrades. I've just been for our purposes now. For this competitive
Worlds, man. You
season.
wanna play
Yeah,
what you wanna play,
I
man.
gotta play something that I'm comfortable with, and that I know is gonna be like fully
Operational.
yeah for Worlds. So but I could see myself after Worlds maybe dabbling in droids for sure.
So we had a little event at Jay's place.
Oh yeah.
This past weekend, and there was like 8 of us showed up.
Yeah.
And we did a full 3-round tournament. I ended up winning with double the fall. It was the first time I played it. If you're not playing Grievous, you're not Grievous. Dooku, you're sleeping on Dooku. Like,
Yeah.
holy smokes!
So good.
Oh my gosh! Because I always hated playing against Palp because he felt like impossible to kill, and his cards were great, and his lightning was good, and hate it. Like every time I see him on the table, I'm like, how am I gonna get rid of this guy?
Yeah.
Well, knock knock, who's there? It's Dooku with his 1 pip. Hey, guess what? I pierce 3, I'll lose 1 to give you pierce 2 if I lightning and saber at the same time. And let's see you do your 1 pip now. Oh, my 1 pip has cunning. Lols. So
Yeah.
I think Dooku, he's just fun. He's a little bit more mobile. Give him a try if you haven't played him on CIS yet. Like I had some really close games. Like Michael nearly tabled me. I won because I had 3 droid leaders left on the board, more or less, hiding behind rocks. And then our buddy Jeremy almost ran me over. But Dooku did his thing, and my first game was against my buddy Connor with some clones, and he just, like, I wasn't really right for what I was doing, neither was he. I'm like, I guess I play this, and then we're kind of reading the cards together. I'm like, oh, this is good, so it was fun.
Yeah, it was a nice little small invitational that we had. The Fifth Trooper,
the most prestigious.
Yeah, the most prestigious of invitation. No, it was, and I encourage people at home to do this too if you have the space. Like, basically, it was, hey, we're gonna have some food and some beverages, both adult and non-adult alike, and why don't you come over and we'll just play Legion all day? And then we got to watch some UFC fights afterwards. Which was great.
That was good. That was actually some good stuff too.
Yeah, those were really cool, and so it was just a fun day to have, and it was most of the guys that are our friends and play at the store, and we just put it in the garage and put up a bunch of tables and went at it, and it was a great time. Had a ton of fun, and got to hang out with everybody, and Rachel made amazing foods all day long, like
taco pinwheel.
Oh my god,
taco pinwheel.
And she made breakfast pizza. And like brownie cookie thing, and oh my god, it was so good. So we're having a little bit of Irish coffees and breakfast pizza and playing Legion. It was I had a ton of fun. I really enjoyed it.
I do enjoy me some White Claws.
Yeah, there was a lot of White Claws and Jameson and all kinds of stuff.
Well, I think it's
around.
Jay and I have the same issue where like beer makes us feel bad.
Yeah,
not like emotionally. It's just like you drink it and then you kind of just like the hops or something.
Yeah.
But so I'm trying to find different things.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to drink vodka. I just wanted to have a couple and play and then not go crazy. And so I was told to try those, and they're good.
I did the Irish coffees. I had 2 or 3 of those. Those were pretty good. And then because I love me some coffee, and then I tried a White Claw. Wasn't a huge fan, but
it's literally just seltzer water and alcohol.
Yeah, whatever. I was like, whatever. This is fine. So that was interesting. I had a great time. It was nice having everybody over, and I think, this is something. For those, because a lot of people have been asking us lately, like, how do you start a community at your store, right? Well, I would argue if you can get if you know enough people that want to play, like, and they got terrain and stuff, you don't need a store. You just go to your local house or someone's house or garage.
Your local
house.
Garage. Like, it's funny.
Garage.
I lived at an apartment, and I always kind of dreamed of doing that because you could rent out a garage space.
Yeah.
And just doing it in there, like saying, hey, can I rent this for a month?
Right.
During the summer when, like, you got people around, you just go and play out in the garage and you're away from everybody, so you're not making noise, not bothering anybody, and just, like, having a good time sort of thing. But, no, that was actually a lot of fun. Also, speaking of adult beverages, the Hooded Goblin got their license. So if you're up there, you can get a beverage while you play.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's, for those of you, Hooded Goblin up in Canada and on Ontario, I think they're out like an hour outside of Toronto. They carry our mats as well.
They sure do.
So if you're in Canada and you don't want to pay the egregious shipping that we have to charge, I'm sorry, dude. I have to. I can't.
Yeah.
I want to help you out, but it's crazy. I am helping you out, and it's still not enough.
Yeah.
Call up Hooded Goblin.
Yeah. Call them if you want them.
Yeah.
Then we work something out with them.
Yeah, and because they're going to be making wholesale orders from us, so that's pretty cool. So that's that. Let's see. You know what? I came up with a game.
All right,
for Evan to play today.
I'm in.
I'm really excited.
Oh, he's getting a notepad out.
Let me get my laptop here. So, Evan, let me get to the mic here. Evan, are you familiar? And I'm going to PG this down a little bit here.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the game F, Marry, Kill?
Yes.
Okay. for those of you out in the land that don't know what that is, it's an old trashy game that's basically for men or women, or men who like men or women who like women, where you pick 3 famous people,
celebrities usually.
Yeah, and you say you can F one, you can marry one, or you can kill one.
Yep.
And you have to pick 3, and you have to choose out of those 3 what are you going to do with those 3. So, in that kind of line of thinking, here's the rules. I'm calling this try, buy, or trash.
Okay.
All right. Trash. So the rules are you can pick one to play once forever. You can you get the unit once, and then like maybe it's a world game, like you're in the finals of the world,
one shot with
and you get to play one game with it, and then you never get to touch it again.
Okay.
That's try.
Okay.
Buy is you buy it, you keep it forever, and you always have to play that unit.
Yeah.
Okay, like he or she is always in your army.
Open a list builder.
Yeah. And then the trash is you can never use that unit ever again. It's just out of your completely out of your thing. So try, buy, trash. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay.
My body is ready.
Here's the 3: OP Luke, Operative Luke.
Okay.
Tauntauns and Leia. Try, buy, trash.
Try up Luke, trash Leia. Play Tauntauns forever. And I'll say this because I love cavalry in games.
Okay.
And I wanted to get into I did get into War Machine a long time ago, and I got into Retribution of Skria. I'm gonna kill that name, but it was the elves, the tech elves. Yeah. And they had cavalry.
Okay.
The humans had cavalry too, the blue it's been so long since I played the game, but they also had cavalry, but it was like $80 for 3, and if you wanted to do a cavalry list, you need to run 3 of them.
Okay.
And so I'm like, it's more money than I put in. Like there's so much money for like there's for like 6 horse units because it's 2 apiece. So I never did it because I love cavalry and like RTSs, but I didn't do it because I'm just like I can't afford it. But I can get a thing of cavalry for $25 for this game. Like I'm in. So honestly, Tauntauns to me are just fun to play because they like. I just think of them as like horses, like old like Napoleonic War guys, which would be a cool alt model. Yeah, if you just put like a horse, like take a warlord game like Napoleonic War guy, and put him on the base, and just like he's got a saber, right? It's not really it's ramming; he's just like going to the sword. Yeah, and he's got his musket pistol, and he backs off and he shoots. Like that's how I always envisioned them. Yeah, and so when people got into me about the nitty gritty about like, well, it's just ramming its head, I'm like, to me, it's not. I get it, like rules wise, how they do it, but to me, it's like. I've got like Battle of Waterloo happening, and they're just running in and just like charging these guys.
Yeah, with the bayonets.
Right,
or
like,
their swords or something.
Yeah, they have their like cavalry swords and got their musket pistols, and they're just firing. And it worked out that they were pistoleros, right? So it kind of like added to it. So yeah, they are a good unit, and there's much debate and all this about them, but I just think that's fun, and it's finally playing a game where like even. If I only own 2, but if I wanted to own 3, it's $75. That's still not even one thing of horses for the other game. So
yeah.
Even like 3 dewbacks is still cheaper than like
Okay, that was a long explanation.
Hey, and
but I'll take it. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Here's your next one. Try, buy, trash.
Okay.
Commander Vader.
Okay.
Palpatine.
Okay.
Snipers.
Oh. Okay.
Try, buy, trash. Try, buy, trash.
No whammy. Trash Palpatine.
Okay.
Because he's really good.
Yep.
And I just hate dealing with him.
All right.
If I could just...
I don't like your explanation. You're trashing him for yourself because he's really good.
Yeah, I am, because I'm just like, no,
he's really good. He needs to go in the garbage.
Buy Commander Vader.
So using him forever.
Yep.
He's always in your list.
So it's going to be... Oh, my gosh. Imagine Tauntauns and Vader. New ways to motivate them. Yeah, take a damage, get another free move, and no charge. Like, jeez.
And then try the snipers for one game.
I don't like snipers. So most of my hate for them comes back when they're infinite range. It just felt like, man, if you had to play them to even fight them, and then you're just getting picked apart, and then man, this feels bad. Now range 5, still real good. Turns out it's more of a buff maybe because they don't have to worry about other infinite range snipers firing at them.
Yeah,
I still don't like them because I just feel like, but you need them. Like there's stuff like Death Troopers just won't die unless you pick them apart.
So here's my thing. I play Empire clearly for those of you just tuning in.
Yeah.
And I hate Empire snipers because I know everybody wants to take them, but like I always feel like they never hit, or if they do, they get like 2 wounds in a 6-round game, and I'm just like, these are just a waste of waste.
it's funny because I bless those dice too when they're like double blanks into like Surge Blank. I'm like, power B. Sometimes it's like 2 crits and I roll 2 blanks. I'm like, well, there's 2
but
units
okay,
dead.
so we've played enough, you and I, against each other, that how many times have you actually seen me roll a crit with those things? And when I do, it's generally a double crit, thankfully.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
How fair have you? How many times have you actually seen that happen?
So from let's say below average.
Yeah.
I'd say your snipers sometimes do really good things for you, but not as much as they usually just give me a suppression or do nothing.
Yeah.
Right. It's 50-50. I think maybe if you did aggressive tactics and gave them a surge.
Yeah.
And so they just ups it a little bit.
Yeah, or maybe more aims or something.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I think you're. I think you want them because they're just cheap activations.
Cheap, yeah.
And I mean, to do stuff.
From a competitive standpoint, absolutely. I just hate them. I hate them.
No, it's the thing too. But
so
Commander
stupid.
Vader all day. I remember.
All right.
So when we it was on our buddy Nick and I, we started playing Legion immediately. We pre-ordered the boxes.
Yep.
Whereas me and him in the comic book store playing, and I forgot panic was a thing because I played Vader so much that I'm just like, oh, I don't panic. So when I started playing Rebels,
right,
I wasn't panicking, and it wasn't because I was like cheating. I didn't think about it, right? Because it's just Vader, like, oh yeah, Luke's out there, he must not panic. So, but Vader's fun because at least it's like you can make that Rogue One scene where he turns on a saber and starts like using his Satan saber to beat people up, right?
Right.
You can have that in this game where he like moves in, like annihilates a unit, then you implacable, then it's a scene from the movie, like the first, A New Hope, where he's right there, so he goes and
he force chokes and then
moves somebody else. So like you can have that good feel of Vader. Yeah, sure. Sometimes he just dies, like he dies in the middle of the field, like no reason.
I don't know what it is. I love him. I do. But like sometimes he just blanks out and I just go, what just happened? Like, you have 8 wounds. You're behind heavy cover. You just got 6 wounds? Like, what is going on right now?
Yeah, like you expect that in like Han. But sometimes Han saves more than Vader.
Or on Bosk, right? Fine, Bosk has got a t-shirt. I get it.
Yeah.
It's Vader, man.
Yeah, and then he just like eats it. But I think I'd keep Vader.
All right.
Cool.
You ready for the next one?
I am.
Try, buy, trash. Try, buy, trash. Try, buy, trash. Shores. Shore Troopers.
Yeah.
Death Troopers.
Oh.
And Krennic.
Gosh, okay.
Try, buy, trash.
Try, buy, trash.
Try, buy, trash. Try, buy, trash.
Buy Death Troopers.
Okay, so forever.
Okay. So I have Vader, Tauntauns, and Death Troopers in my list currently that I always have to use.
Yeah.
Probably try Krennic, trash, Shores. More that Shores are good. They just are.
Okay.
They're excellent. Use them if you want to play them. Use them. Plus, you can make. It's cool that you can make a thematic Scarif list, like Krennic, Death Troopers, Shore Troopers, and any other trooper. Then that's a thematic list that does well. That's awesome. I like Krennic because cunning is a very powerful keyword, and though all of his cards and abilities really make me think he should have been Thrawn. I'll say that forever. Like his 1-pip.
I wonder if they want. So here, just a little behind the scenes. So I wonder if that was the idea when they first created him, but then Lucas was like, "Yo, Rogue One, man."
Yeah,
and then they were like,
fair.
"All right,"
because his 1-pip really is like a Thrawn. Like in Armada, he gets to take a few of your like special dials and you put them aside, and you can pull from those. Because normally in Armada, you line up how you have to do stuff.
Yeah.
So he can like break it because he foresaw you doing that. So like Krennic's 1-pip, Voracious Ambitions. You pull 3 out and you look at him and you put them down your card, so you can pull those anytime you want to. Like he's got future, like he just knows, right? And plus cunning is really like I always win.
You're right. So if you think about it, like that's Thrawn stuff. Krennic, though smart, did not seem.
So even in the book, the worst part is like the book. He had some like stuff planned out. That's a Catalyst, which was the pre-book to a Rogue One. He was on the ball, but he wasn't like cunning. He wasn't like he had a lot of stuff going on. Sure, and even in I think it's the 3rd Thrawn book, where he deals with one of Krennic's subordinates, and he deals with Krennic a little bit. He's still like, right? I'm like, yeah, he's smart, but you're telling me so unless they give Thrawn like super cunning, you're telling me Thrawn throws his one pip out, like, I see what you're doing, then he throws his one pip, and you have to roll off, like, no, right? Like, same thing, like, even like Dooku, he's smart and he did stuff. Cunning is cool that he has that, and I get the roll off between him and Krennic a little bit more than, like, Thrawn, right? But anyway, I'll keep Death Troopers, because I feel like they're thematically really cool. So
buy in Death Troopers.
Red melee dice, underutilized. You charged me their tons, and I didn't take a wound, and now I'm gonna punch them to death. Like I've had Chewie punched to death so many times by Death Troopers. But red melee, 1 to 2, 2 white with a config. They can hit 4 if they want. And I actually think their other leader, the DT 104 or whatever her name is, the Compel, underutilized and secretly good. So if you want Compel but you don't want Krennic, or you want your Compel on your front lines where Krennic's not going to be, that's secretly really good. You give up the DLT, sure, but they search to hit anyway, and you're rolling black, so you're probably going to get some hits in. Like, everything about them is cool, and when people put them down, I go, how am I going to kill them?
Right.
And because I generally don't run snipers, so I'm like, crap, I need Pierce. But that's cool, because when I get beat by Death Troopers, I never feel like I got, like, cheated. You know, I'm not like, man, that thing was just impossible to kill. Like, right. Like, I get it. They're Death Troopers. Like, it's kind of
right. They should be. Yeah.
They should be scary, right?
All right. Are you ready? We're throwing your Tons back in.
Okay. Oh no.
Tons, snipers, Commander Luke. Try buy trash.
Oh.
Try buy trash.
Commander Luke. Trash. Commander Luke's a lot of fun. I still think I buy Tons again.
Okay.
I try Luke and throw snipers out.
All right.
Luke Fair is enough. Cool. I think still, now that OP Luke's out, I think Luke in general is just the best unit in the game. Both versions. You can buy like the economy class Luke, but you're probably putting stims on him anyway, so he's getting up in points. Or the super Luke, the All Might of Luke's, if you will, where he just does what he wants and you can't stop him. They're both good, and it's cool. Like, what I liked about X-Wing 2.0. Is like Luke and Vader are very good. Yeah. Now they are. Like in 1.0, they stopped being good because new stuff came out and power creep.
Right.
But now you put Luke on the table, and I'm like, oh crap. Yeah. And like Luke with like the new hyperspace changes where it's a smaller, like if they selected ships that aren't crazy and they put them in so games are a little bit more interactive. Luke with proton torpedoes is like one of the best things in the game, and that's cool, right? Like same thing like Vader. Like Vader's like, I'm the only guy who's I-6 with 3 force. Like, deal with me. It's like, cool. They're good, and they should be, and that's why I like Legion, is because Vader and Luke are good, and they should be.
Well, I mean, they were kind of, until the OPs came out, they were kind of losing traction there a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, now they're back.
The cards, like,
right. I mean, they should be. You know, I mean, if we're keeping this thematic, they should be 2 of the strongest units in the game.
Like, near the end of X-Wing 1.0, the best ships were ships that weren't from the movies or the shows. It's like a Skirk bomber, which is from Jedi, the one Jedi game from Xbox and PlayStation 2.
Battlefront?
No. Jedi Starfighter. I'm sorry. Yeah. So he was from that. Like, okay.
Yeah, it's interesting.
A K-Wing. Oh, my favorite ship from the movies, the K-Wing.
Because I'm trying to think, like, from a developer standpoint, because you're trying to continue to create these new things, right? And then you come up with these new exciting ideas, and you're like, oh, man, we can do this. And then you're like, oh, yeah, well, we already had a unit that maybe should have done that.
Yeah, that's a problem, right? That's why it's... The nice thing about Legion is they can just re-release a card, and it fixes... a lot of it.
Yeah.
Like,
right. They just errata some stuff.
Right. They're like errating. Eventually it'd be cool. They're like, hey, here, it gets to the point like $10. Here's all the errated cards and some new stuff we think we should have had. Like Cycle's a very powerful keyword coming out in the shells and even the Super Battle Droid. A lot of old stuff probably wish it had Cycle, like HH-12 or the Rebel Ion Gun. Like, are they bad right now? No, they're not great, even after the points drop, because, like, especially with the HH-12, like, cumbersome and
it's just so worthless. Yeah, I know.
It should be cool, though, right? Like, in the rocket, like, and even in Rogue One, like, the guy sits up with the rocket, shoots the building, right? And you're like, oh, and you're like, oh, I want to do that. And then you roll your 3 black, and you're like, well, I did okay. And then, well, I can't move and shoot it. I need to take an action to reload it.
Right.
Well, right, like, you're kind of stuck. So that's why like you see the clone one, is being like, at least it's just cumbersome. It's not tapped.
The problem is it's such a specific tool.
Yeah.
right? Where like, okay, so you like the HH12 can be compared sort of to like, let's say we compare it to an E-Web or any of the emplacements really, where they can't move and shoot. But the problem is when they shoot, they
hurt something.
Shoot,
yeah.
You know,
like an E-Web. So an HH12 was originally priced at 34.
Yeah.
Let's say E-Web is 55.
Right.
You get way more dice, way more versatility. Just better and like pretty much all around. Now it's like 26 points.
Right.
Again, like maybe you're gonna see more tanks. DLT does the job pretty good, but Impact 3, if you throw it with like a captain or something in there, that's a lot of dice.
Right.
Maybe it'll see a surge. Maybe it just needs to lose like cumbersome and just let it shoot. And I don't think you'll hear too many people complain, oh, he moved and shot me with his 3 extra black dice. Like the droids get to do that, except it's not Impact, right? Like it's so we'll see. But I think what's cool is they've already proven that they're willing to go back to some of these stuff that don't see table play and like try to get it out there. So not to get too off topic, but yeah, we'll see it come back, I think.
All right, you ready for your next one?
I am.
Try, buy, trash. Try, buy, trash. Try, buy, trash. Wookiees.
Oh.
Jyn.
Oh.
Pathfinders.
Oh.
Gotta keep one.
So what am I? I'm at 2 Tauntauns, Death Troopers, Vader.
Yeah. Yep. Teutons, Death Troopers, and Commander Vader. Wookiees, Jyn, Pathfinder.
Keep Pathfinders. Try Jyn, trash your Wookiees.
Wookiees, you trash.
I tried, man. There was a time when I ran 2 Wookiees.
Yeah.
And man, like, I remember, and I was even playing them cheating because I didn't know, like, I didn't read the full medic card. I thought when you picked a guy back up, they just came back from full hit points.
Yeah.
Not just take one back and you get the guy back.
Right.
And so, because I didn't know, I thought it was just what it was. And even then, I'm like, wow, these things are bad. Like, getting like the mode down. That was even me giving them 2 extra hit points for free.
Like, I thought about playing them once, but then was it an RPQ or something we played, and somebody ran them, and I was like,
yeah, nah,
those aren't scary at all.
Yeah,
like, never mind.
Even
We're
in
fine.
Melee, it's like, well, okay, Imperial Guard are better.
It seems odd to me, and I'm sure we've talked about this before, just that they came out for Civil War.
Yeah,
like, that seemed odd. Like, I would have held those for maybe the Clone Wars,
right?
right?
So I got a tinfoil hat reason. I think they'll eventually be released kind of soon for Clone Wars, maybe within the year, and that's why they didn't touch the points, because they're going to say, hey, here's the
you
clone.
Can use these in both like R2 and C3PO.
Just swap out models or whatever and keep the cards the same.
Yeah,
and that would be fine, right? Like that'd be cool, because in Battlefront 2, which honestly, is just a plethora of cool stuff for Legion.
Yeah.
There's a Wookiee like heavy. And you just got a bowcaster and you just run around and kills guys. Like, that's what I want my Wookiees to do, is like do stuff. Not like, oh god, hide behind this rock. Please don't see me short trips. Oh god, we lost 3 Wookiees. Oh no. Like, Jyn's good. I like her cards. I'll probably, everyone says this, but I'll probably play her when Cassian and K2SO come out.
Yeah.
To do a cool Rogue One list. Like, I'm in on that. Everyone with Infiltrate, we're doing it.
Yeah.
Her cards are oddly good. Like, Rebellious is probably not looked on highly, but it's one of her best, where it's 1 pip where during, like, before you rally, she can charge you.
Yeah.
So you can, like, just get into melee, with a group of units that wants to shoot you.
Once again, another card may be meant for a different unit.
Yeah. Well, who are you thinking with that one?
So I would say that would be a good one for. So if we looked at Clone Wars,
okay,
I would probably say like Ventress. That would be a good one for her.
I was thinking Ahsoka.
Or Ahsoka. Yeah, either of them.
Or right, because you can have 2 Ahsokas, right? There's Snips,
yep,
the young one, and then when she in Rebels, the older one.
Yep.
And Snips was like, because she was taught by Anakin, she was just like, kind of just did what she wanted, right? And that's so many of the episodes are like, Obi-Wan's like, Anakin, your Padawan is out doing something stupid. And he's like, well, I'll tell her to come back. Boop. Comms opens up. Ahsoka, get back here. No, I'm doing it because this is what you would do. Like, that's like 8 or 9 episodes of like, no, we don't need to retreat. We need to shoot the guns, right? Like, that's just what it is.
Right.
So, I mean, that'd work for either like lightsaber unit. Really, like, dude, I can't wait for Asajj. Like she's I'd love to play Asajj and Dooku, based on the book Master and Apprentice. He taught her how to do a lot of stuff.
Right.
And like they were like
right. And it was all in secret because he wasn't, because there can only ever be two. And so he was trying to train her so that he could take over.
And
kill
she's
Palpatine.
like like a crazy character. And like,
she's one of the seven sisters, right? Or whatever, or part of the seven sisters.
I don't know.
Or
I don't remember. I don't think she was Inquisitor. I thought she was just like a one-off.
I thought there was something connected there.
There could be.
I don't
Tell us
remember.
in the comments.
Yeah.
Okay,
all right.
But keeping Pathfinders.
Yep.
Jen,
try Jen and toss the Wookiees.
Because I think Biston is going to go up, baby. Buy that Biston stock.
Buy now.
Because, man, so I used to play Biston with HQ Uplink and some other junk like Duck and Cover. But so you last first a vehicle. So like I last first an ATST and didn't get to go.
Yeah.
Like, right. Like that's Ion. And really, when I was playing droids, like they'd shoot me and I'm like, cool, suppression. Like I don't care. Like, they're playing me like they'd play a normal army. Like, oh, that guy hasn't activated yet. I'll throw a suppression. I'm like, cool.
Right.
Oh, I lost 3 droids, whatever. Right. Like but no one's bringing Ion, so they just kind of get to do what they want.
Yeah.
Right. Like, oh yeah, I don't lose actions. I just don't in this meta. Like, not even meta. Like, people just won't bring it because it's such a hard counter to vehicles. But more droids are going to show up, so maybe.
Yeah.
But I think Biston's really good. PAL's excellent. Being able to throw a white and a red at range 4 with their configuration, so you just at least get to do something. But I think Biston's real like buy stock, buy now while he's low, and he'll get your returns.
All right, are you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Try, buy, trash. Try, buy, trash. Try, buy, trash. Bikes, speeder bikes, dewbacks, e-webs.
Trash e-webs.
You son of
Just for you. I know that you're like your child, but I've played a lot of Mark IIs, man.
Yep.
And I'm good on emplacement troopers for a little while. That's more just like I'm good with that.
All right, so e-webs are out. What are you playing forever?
Bikes.
Okay, and then the dewback's going to be a try. You'll toss them in there. Yeah, I mean, they took a hit with the RRG 2 with the clamber rule.
Oh, yeah. So Vader's Mike can just dump him on top of a building. He just lives there now.
Pretty much.
It's funny. I used to think that.
Yeah.
I heard somewhere that they couldn't climb back before they could. I'm like, yeah, you just dump some tauntauns on top of a building with Vader's Might and they're good, right? Everyone's like, no, they're troopers. They can still climb. I'm like, oh, dummy me.
Right.
And they change in the RG and I'm like, I was right, sort of.
Yeah, so the problem becomes, though, with like dewbacks is if something, so you can't climb or clamp, you can't move over an object if it's 51% or more of your model. So
I thought
if it's over half of your model,
it's over your head. You have to climb it. Otherwise, you can just pop up with difficulty.
I think it's more.
Oh, is it?
I don't know. But anyways, so basically a trooper could be just standing like right here and you can't melee them. Yeah. Because you can't get in the base contact.
Yeah, that's fair.
Isn't that crazy?
I think that RRG update for creature troopers doesn't hurt them all that bad.
Right.
Because they're honestly with the dewback, you dive it in and you want to live there until they're dead. Yeah. Right, like where Tons want to move because they get all this extra shenanigans where they ram in there, they munch until the rebels.
Yeah, I tried the dudes for a while there, man. I thought they had some legs, and then I just kept facing lists that would just eat them alive, and I was like, oh, all right, well, they were good. They're really good in skirmish.
Another update actually.
Yeah.
That thing you don't spur yourself off the board anymore.
What I thought you do? No, you do.
No, I thought the update said you didn't. The new one.
No, I thought the updates most definitely said you do.
Rut-row. Well, we'll come back to that.
I think it said you have to.
Tell us in the comments.
You have to spur when you.
That's how we always played it. Because the rules said you have to get to the board speed as possible. But when something spurs, it spurs out of control. Like you just stop. Like because keeps getting suppression.
I feel like we need to look this one up. This is an important one right now because we're talking about it.
Okay. Well, I'll go on to why I buy speeder bikes. 75 points for double rainbow with impact 2, surge to hit and defense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm in. Especially even if you fly by somebody, you gotta shoot your pistols. 4 black, surge to hit. Not bad, man. Especially with the bombing run coming out.
Yeah,
where you throw bombs on them and you just make flybys. Like, okay, I'm in. You can't kill all of us, right? We'll get a bomb off eventually. So I think they're super good. But yeah, I thought in the RNG said you don't spur off the board.
I thought it said that you did. I thought it was like it really pulled that one out and made it clear.
Made it very clear.
I guess not clear enough.
I mean, hey, if I'm wrong, I'd be happy because
let's see.
Because I don't play him, so it'd be good to see him go.
Well, I mean, so that the other thing, yeah, right here. A unit with the keywords jump, reposition, or spur must use those keywords if they will enable it to move towards the edge of the battlefield as efficiently as possible.
Bummer. All right.
Yeah. So that it's not just Dewbacks. That's Vader,
too.
OP Vader.
Yeah,
and Boba Fett would jump, and Luke would jump, and Sabine would jump.
I get the jumps and the environmental gears and stuff like that. Like they're just doing their
I
normal
think what you got to
anyway.
think about it is though, the panic is panic. Like think of it as panic. So you're like,
the
Feats,
problem
don't
is,
fail me now.
I get that, and I get the Dewback, right? It's out of control. Like the Dewback panic, not the writers. Like,
Right.
oh my god, you know, it's like
yeah.
But like Vader,
Well, I mean, you
he
guys
just keeps like jazzing himself up to get out.
but
of
it's
there.
not real Vader. It's
Yeah.
Anakin Vader, right? So he's still it's like Rebels Vader.
I guess.
Rebel
Vader still like went to a Temple of Doom to fight Ahsoka.
Yeah,
like,
that's
to the
fair.
death.
Okay. Well, I mean, they couldn't give him everything.
I mean, right? So, okay, good. I was kind of hoping they changed it just
They didn't.
because I
No, so what
wanted
they
the
did was,
Dewback to like cut a break.
I think there was a lot of rules that we were just playing,
Yeah, just like
or that maybe were in the online
rules as intended.
FAQ.
Sort of thing,
yeah. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Try, buy, trash. Try, buy, trash. Try, buy, trash. Han,
Okay.
Chewie,
Uh-huh.
and Rebel Z6 Squad.
Oh, this is actually a tough one for me. I think they're all good.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Trash Han, unfortunately.
Ooh, we got him. We got him,
Yeah.
folks. Oh, he's starting to think.
Trash
Steam's coming out of the earphone.
Chewy.
Uh-huh.
But he's real good. Yeah, I think.
I think that's a bad idea.
Keep Z6, try Han.
Okay,
I
so
think-
you're buying the Z6. That's now part of your army, and Han is going to pop in when he can to save you. And
'Cause-
Chewie is in the garbage.
The unfortunate thing, Chewie's good. I think he's just the less good of the three.
Okay, that's fine.
Especially with like Brains of Brawn or Kamikaze.
No
or
one said
Notorious
this game
Scoundrels.
would be easy.
These great life choices, man. Han, to me, has the most rebel commander cards. Hey, you can't shoot me. Hey, I'm going first no matter what. Hey,
Yep.
put that card back in your hand. Those are rebel cards. To me, rebel should be tricks. Like, hey, we're a scrappy bunch of groups. He even has
Right.
the keywords I like. Like,
Yeah.
like teamwork with, Chewie's got teamwork with Han. That's, in X-Wing, that's the whole rebel thing. Like, helping each other to get
Right.
these cool combos. And, like, in Legion, it doesn't quite, Han and Chewie feel like that. No one else really does, right? They
Right.
don't have that teamwork keyword should be a little bit more around in their group, right? He's got the best cards. It's just the frame. Dude, Han vs. Robot stinks. Like,
Right.
yeah, here's 2 dead droids. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll just put those in the back. Like,
They're gonna. Don't worry. The rest of the 8,
yeah, the
7
other 6
guys are
guys
gonna
will
be
just gun you
fine.
down. And I keep the Z6 because when you're down, you know, everyone can say whatever they want about the Z6, but when you're down to a unit leader in Z6, you still feel like you're in the fight.
Agreed.
Like, especially with clones too. Like,
Yeah.
either one. Like, sometimes you just roll like 3 crits.
Yeah,
Like,
I think the new argument against C6 is unfortunately a competitive argument, and it's just a points thing.
It's
and trying to fit
unreliable.
everything in. Right.
it's unreliable, and that's what makes it good and bad. Right? Like, it's cheaper. You know, clones is 25 points. Rebels
Yeah.
is 22.
Well, it's unreliable like the Imperial Sniper is, but it almost
Sometimes it's super clutch, man.
right,
Like,
but it like makes it's less points and it kind of makes up for it. It's an interesting
well,
unit.
it's like I wondered why they made the Phase 2s have a Z6 instead of whatever else gun. Well, because it's low key all right. Like,
Yeah.
it's I have. If you give them Overwatch, they have a range 3 Overwatch that they can pull off. From a standby, and throw a Z6 at you with a surge. So they make it really good. But I mean, Rebels, like, as long as I've got my Z6, I still feel like I can try to hurt you.
Yep.
Whereas with a DLT on Storms, I'm like, well, maybe I'll get a crit and get one in. But it's always like, I'll just give you suppression, I guess.
Yeah.
The white's going to miss, the 2 red are going to like hit, and then heavy cover. Well, here's with Z6, I'm like, I could just roll great.
Right. You could roll 4 or 5 crits, or you could roll nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I've had full squad of rebels blank out I don't know how many times.
Right.
Like, that's why I like the rebel vets, because they can hit a little bit better. But yeah,
Yep.
I still think I'd keep Z6.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm in.
Try, buy,
Buy.
trash. Try, buy, trash. Try, buy, trash. ATRT.
Okay.
Generic Commander. Vets.
Oh, I'm keeping the vets. Like, that's...
Buying the vets, all right.
Trashing the commander, trying the ATRT.
Okay.
So, question for you.
Yeah.
So, we've all seen the spoiled box for the ATRT for Republic.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you haven't seen that or anything? All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Will it be Speed 3?
No.
Because in the show, when they first dump them out of those big walking tanks,
that's right.
they go real fast. They're like, get Team Lightning out here, and they dump out, and they're
maybe they'll have it won't be Spur, but maybe it'll be a similar
yeah, they can't be spurred. Like, what would, because they're real. They specifically say like, that's our fast guys, right? And
maybe maybe there's a something that you can run, but then you're exhausted, or or like
it'd be interesting, yeah, like because right, like they're super fast, and dude, if I could get Mace Windu on an ATRT as like a commander, holy smokes.
Yeah, that would be good.
Well, I was hoping this game would eventually do that. Like, I'd like Luke on a Tauntaun, like Hoth Luke on a Tauntaun, or Han. Han could be on a Tauntaun just as like a solo unit. Like, he gets like Ram and Pierce too.
It's interesting. I mean, because Warhammer does that, right? Where you can get a commander that's on a
Warhammer
beast.
War Machine. Like, they have like this is this guy and his horse, right? And then you are Infinity, like this is the samurai,
right?
This is a samurai and his motorcycle, right? So it'd be cool to see like bigger hero units, like bigger leaders.
So nothing's stopping them really from doing stuff like that, because I think it's just time, and like they're coming out with different units now, because really, if you think about it, Luke Commander Luke and OP Luke occupy that same space where it's like they're both Luke. You can't have them both on, and everybody understand that one's commander, one's operative. So you could have Commander Han, and then maybe he's an operative, and he's on a Taun.
Would be cool on a Taun, right? Like, because you can do. It's okay to do heroes that aren't on the small base, right? Like, they're just a big hero, like
right. And maybe
like
they get different. Maybe he doesn't have sharpshooter or gunslinger anymore, and he's got something different. Like, there can be different things that he gets.
Like, just I think a 1 Taun unit. He's got. Let's say he's got Pierce 2 with gunslinger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Like, he's a 4 wound unit that you can maybe one shot. Like, I think that'd be interesting. I hope they explore that space where it's like, this is a hero and he's a big model. Yeah. Like, he's your leader, but he's in a tank or like something. Like,
yeah, I think
right?
that
like
would
just
how do you make him a commander? Right.
That's I like.
Well, and I think they're getting into that a little bit with the field commander.
Yeah, I was just about to say. I'm like, I like seeing that bleed in a little bit. Right. It's not a proper
there's no
leader.
Model.
No.
Right? Yeah.
It's not a proper leader, but like the OOM droid. I am a droid. We are always right. Wat Tambor is a fool.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Try by trash. Try by trash. Try by trash. ATST.
Okay.
Snow troopers with a flame trooper.
Okay. All right.
And an E-Web.
The E-Web again. Trash the E-Web again.
Damn it.
Keep the snows.
Yeah.
I think snows are super underutilized right now.
Yeah.
Dude, with droids? Are you kidding me? The flamethrower? It's like they're all dead.
Right,
like especially the frags.
The problem is, it's hard. Like, it was hard before getting them into position for that. So it's just with all the range 4 stuff, it's just real tough getting them into position. If you're trying to make like an all comers list, like if I knew I was going to play you and you were going to play droids, sure, I would load up like 2, 3 snow troopers with flame troopers.
It's one of those times when you go to an event and you see a guy bring this off meta unit. Yeah. Like, I'm like, why are you here? Who sent you? Like, what time traveler told you to meet me in this match pairing?
Right. Well, and that was like when you were talking about putting the harpoon on the 247. I was like, whoa. What are you doing there, guy?
Why would you do that?
Yeah,
that's silly. Why would you do that?
But yeah, if I knew we were gonna have a match and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna bring droids, I'd bring like the 2 dewbacks with the flame trooper. I bring 3 snows with flame troopers.
Jay, this is an awful lot of flamethrowers.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to try it
It's
out.
fine. I think it's good.
Yeah. Wait, no, it's just a casual game. What do you got to lose?
It's no big deal. Everything will be fine.
But yeah,
I'm just gonna light this whole board on fire.
I mean, that'd be an interesting condition where they. So like some interest games have like this area's on fire now. Like you can just shoot the ground and be like, this circle of inches is like that's on fire.
So something I was playing, Bushfax, John Bushman. We were playing a game, and I was playing an ATST, and we were just kind of talking, and we were talking about how wouldn't it be cool? Warhammer Fantasy used to do this. If you played a giant, I played orcs and goblins, and your giant died, he would randomly fall. And he could fall on units and kill them.
Yeah.
And then there'd be a template that you would put down where he fell, and now that became difficult terrain.
Oh, that's cool.
And so, like, we were thinking, like, whoa, what if you could do that with the ATST?
Like damage, yeah, but the
it
downed
fell,
ATST.
and then you put the downed ATST
Oh, that'd
down.
actually be a use for the downed ATST. I like the ATST. I think, honestly, its stock's going to go up when if someone brings a single tank.
Yeah. Well, I think the things we spoiled at LVO, the bombing run, and then the new deployment and War Weary even too.
Yo.
All three of those are going to be really good.
Range 3 with the light blasters, Impact 4.
Yeah.
Like, this is its time, right? You always thought when the first that and the airspeeder came out, you're like, wow, this thing is way too overkill to kill the airspeeder. Like, this is kind of silly. Like, you two-shot it dies. Like, what's the point? And eventually, like, it came out and vehicles still weren't being played. Like, man, these cards don't.
Right.
Why do you need this much impact? And now you see these tanks with 9 health, red dice, right? Like they're mean vehicles, and now, but they have to add all these points on,
right,
to get to be that high impact. And that thing, so you shoot it, you got 11 health. You're like, okay, yeah, I mean, sure, I took 5, whatever. Here's 4 on you and 4 on you. Like,
right,
the tank will just eventually whittle down faster, right? His breakpoint tanks, both their breakpoints are 6. His is 8. It's like, all right,
yeah. Well, I'm not going anywhere for a while. Let's play.
Yeah, and even they have repair droids. The other sides don't. So you're like, okay, we'll just pull them off.
Right.
Well, that's fine.
Right.
Like,
I guess Republic has R2, but you're going to want to be doing different things with him.
He's got other, unless your centerpiece is that tank.
Yeah.
He's got other things to do.
It's very interesting. It makes me think about what Worlds is going to look like, because I think ATST's got it, or maybe listen, I played him at LVO and did well. The ATST tank and the value was up there.
ATST tank makes the AAT look kind of feel sad, right? Because it's the AAT is good at killing troops, not great at killing other vehicles unless you put that shell on. But then that's a once every other turn, and that thing can throw 4 impact at you every turn, not tapping, right? You do like your build, you give it the not lightweight frame. Jeez, that's X-Wing.
The twin light blaster.
That and the link targeting array. So you always get an order.
Right.
Maybe you take spotter, so it gets 3 or 4 aims, and you just dump it into you'll roll crits, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's like low key in a better position now.
Yeah.
Just because it's cool, man. Like, people come over and see what you're doing when you have an ATST on the
Agreed.
table. Same thing with like an airspeeder. Like, oh, I like Star Wars.
Right.
That's a cool unit.
Well, somebody asked us on our Facebook page, like, what to do to get more people interested. I go, you got to play the game. And I said, and when you're playing the game, don't play like a list that you're trying to get sweaty with or trying to win with. If you're trying to get people interested, you got to play like Boba Fett, ATST, Airspeeder, Palpatine, Vader. These are all the ones people are like, oh my god, you can play Vader in this game. Oh my god, I mean, that's like Boba Fett,
right? Like the Hoth list I made, people come over and be like, oh, that's Hoth, right? Like, it's got all the big, but like you do the same thing with Imperials, Vader, Snowtroopers, E-Web, right? And like, it's cool. Like, you can make a little scenario. Like, honestly, here's something I was working on that I'll spoil now.
Right.
So I was watching Clone Wars.
Okay.
Going through, and I'm like,
yes,
what's cool little scenarios you can make that you don't have to even do skirmish. We're talking like 30-minute game maybe, right? Like little bite-sized game. So there's one episode where I think it was there was 2 clones. This was they were stuck in a city. They find a little girl. It was when they were trying to free the Twi'lek planet. It was in season 1.
Yep.
And I'm like, and they take the little girl and they help her get away, and she helps them get away from those giant flea-looking creatures. Wouldn't it be interesting to play a scenario where you play 2 clones? I mean, you buff up their stats so they can take a hit, right? So it's not just a one-shot dead. Boyle and something else. I don't remember the other guy's name, but you make them, and then you make a scenario where they have to get like a objective out.
Mm-hmm.
And the objective can unlock certain doors if they're with them, like kind of thing. Like you have to get the objective, then get out, and then either the other person plays like creatures, like you just make like a not quite tank based, but like a 4x3 kind of with thing that's moving around in like alleyways to try to find you. So you're on like a time clock kind of thing. Like, can you get out of the city before?
Yeah.
And because their guns didn't really work, you can still shoot, maybe like give them suppression, try to slow
Like you
them
have
down.
3 turns to get out.
Yeah,
or something.
something like that, like an interesting scenario.
Yeah.
Where like I saw that and I'm like, that'd be kind of fun, right? You bring it to like a game day, and you're like, hey, this isn't quite Legion. If you want to play skirmish, we got that. That's great. But here's a cool little Star Wars themed.
Yes.
You could even name it the episode, right? Like here, this is episode X, and then Obi comes at the end and like you can just have him like let the player roll like a ton of dice and just start chopping up those flea monsters, right? That'd be cool, right?
Yeah.
That'd be a cool little Star Wars themed adventure that you could do within the rules of the game.
Agreed.
You just kind of trim them up a little bit. I might release that later if I actually get some playtesting in to see what I feel is like fun.
Yeah.
And it'd be cool, like, I don't know, it'd be interesting if your friend wants to get into it. You can teach them the basics of the rules with this little mini game. Like, oh, you can only move twice. That's, or he's suppressed now. He can only move.
Yeah.
So you can teach the rules of the game in a super bite-sized way. And then they can say, hey, what's next? And you go, oh, skirmish is next. And you get them to skirmish and they go, hey, what's next? Oh, 800 points is next. Right. And then you stop there. Don't do Grand Army.
Yeah.
And I don't have a week to play Grand Army,
Right.
but I think that'd be if you have ideas for episodes that you thought were cool in these different like Clone Wars is the best, like especially Cad Bane coming out.
Right.
Yo, I want to do a Senate hostage mission, right? Or like steal the holocron, like
right.
That's super cool, right? Like have Annie and Obi, they've got to find clues to find out where he is. I don't know, like stuff like I don't know how you could do it, but it'd be interesting to do like a hidden movement game with that. Like there's so much cool stuff you can do within the rules of this game. I know this is kind of crazy off topic, but it just kind of came to mind that be creative.
Yeah.
Something that you can teach somebody within like 15 or 20 minutes, the more core rules, and then you move them to skirmish. And then you, look at Games Workshop, Underworlds. Core, you get sweet models. The game has no rules really as compared to like the full game, but it gives you that cool Warhammer fantasy feel.
Yeah.
And like
the entry drug.
Yeah, right. And like, well, this is cool, but like, what could I do with these? Like, well, you can buy Sigmar. Like you can just go Sigmar guys. Like, right, you can go all the way up. So, like, I'll reach out if I ever have time to really like flesh that out. But I think it'd be interesting to make like a learning game that gives you cool Star Wars feeling.
I like it. I like it. All right, let's do a couple more of these.
All right,
and then we'll wrap this up.
Cool.
Try, buy, trash. Try, buy, trash. Try, buy, trash. Operative Luke.
Oh, he's back, huh? All right.
R2.
Oh.
And Tons.
No, Tom. No, not my Tons.
Try, buy, or trash.
Oh, gosh. I think I still keep Tons. I just like him, man.
Okay.
Keep,
buying Tons. Go on.
Buying Tons. Try R2. See a Luke.
Okay.
No, so Luke is super good.
Yeah.
Luke is super good. His cards are super cool.
Yeah.
You're playing a Jedi Knight on the table.
Yeah.
You should feel awesome.
Yeah.
That said, that's a lot of eggs to put in a basket.
Understood.
And if you are not laser focused and you lose them, R2 is a lot of fun. I don't care for his command cards all that much, but to have a way to break ties that's in the Rebels' favor finally feels good. Because, man, Bounty, I remember when Boba Fett first came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, they get a victory point? Well, what do we get? And it'd been like wave after wave came out, nothing. And I'm like, oh. Right, like, I guess we're not getting one.
All right, you ready? Last one.
Yeah.
Last one.
Try, buy, trash. Try, buy, trash. Try, buy, trash.
Operative Vader.
Okay.
Death Troopers.
Oh, no.
Shore Troopers.
I thought you were saying Tons again. Like, Tons. No, don't make me choose. All right. Keep Op. Try Death. Sea Ashores.
Right.
Op Vader's a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Just because you can do some like I was playing with one of my buddies on TTS, and we noticed that range 3 in his deployment zone was just a perfectly sized area where I could deploy Op Vader, go in. Then I pulled one of his Vader's might like early.
Yeah.
I pulled his one of his mortars down, like one-shot it. It was like on a top of a building for like things. So I one-shot it. I choked out one of his T-21B units.
Yeah.
And I just removed like 60-something points for free on like the first turn. Like that felt really cool. And plus Op Vader, like he's expensive, but if you lose him, he's not the corner piece of your army.
Right.
You're like, well. Right, like, well, rats.
Yeah,
right?
he's got a lot of tools in his tool belt, and that using scatter and force
Super
push
underutilized.
and Vader's might be pushing people around the board is really good.
So scatter low key, not even low key, it's just amazing because it's not if you get hit by it, is if you just defend. So so you just like hit. That's what generally I always think you have to be hit by something to get the effects of it, like actually take damage. But really read the cards. Like people got confused with the radiation gun and Bosk's Dioxis grenade,
right?
Because Dioxis you just defend against it,
right? As soon as he declares you as the defender, you're going to get that poison no matter what.
Yep. And then whereas the radiation gun is you have to hurt somebody,
right?
Where the scatter is just like you do it even if you roll like I think it's like 2 black for Op Vader. It's something that's not very high. Yeah. So you throw it, you need to get 2 blanks. You're like, all right, well, come here. Like you throw them out, and then somebody else gets to shoot them. They lose cover. Like. That's super powerful. Plus, it's just a cool model, man. That model's like the backhand of like you could even cut a saber out and just give him the strong hand. Slapping somebody.
I like that they got to go back and take a look at those models again. It'll be interesting to see what the rules are around as far as like if I want to use them for a commander.
Oh yeah, I just kind of assumed that you could.
But I mean, technically speaking, until they change, which apparently is coming, a rule change to the silhouette thing. I don't know how it's going to work. We don't know anything more than that. But
that's fair. But
once that comes out, then I think you can use any model you want. But until that comes out, like people are going to want the Commander Vader, to have his hand like sticking out.
Yeah, you know it's interesting because I'm more. I like the hobbying of geez, I've got like a special Leia. I've got another surprise you'll see eventually with my droids is they're going to have little instruments. It's going to be a marching band. Like my heavy gun's going to be a guitar, right? Like
perfect,
right? Because it's like I'll have them labeled specifically what they are, but like I like to make them interesting. Yeah. So if you paint them movie realistic, awesome. I can't. I just can't. So I do stuff that's what can my lower paint skill do to still make it look interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the movie realistic stuff. Some I do, some I don't. Some like you've seen this with my stormtroopers in particular.
Yeah, you've got a whole menagerie.
Yeah, well, because I go, well, what are these guys doing?
Yeah,
like I always think about like
you're one stuck off on the planet, right?
Yeah, right. So I have a troop of stormtroopers that I built capes and hoods for. Like they like basically had skinned some local animals and they've been living on this like truly
garbage
planet for like years and years. Like they just got stuck there and their comms are down and they can't get off and they've just been surviving. So like their armor's like filthy and like coming off and like they're wearing these like capes and hoods that they built to keep the sand out of their like armor. And but yeah, I like that kind of storytelling with them, and I like what you've been doing with yours, which is off. And I think there's a lot of opportunity there, and I hope that the change, especially I don't think casual matters at all. But for
casual play, do what you want. Right?
Yeah, but for competitive, I hope they change that so that we can get a little bit more creative.
It's like there's a line, right? It's like, is it still recognizable as what it's supposed to be? And that's what, when I first start doing stuff to models, I'm like, well, I don't want to change it. Like my OG Vader, my Commander Vader's Cobra Commander, right? He's got the mask,
right?
And that's really all I changed. My buddy painted him up for me. He's got the silver mask with the blue. I'm like, awesome. And I started painting my scouts, Cobra troopers, right?
Yeah.
My clones are Tron. Disney owns both, so I should get like double points for doing that. But then I saw a tank come out. I'm like, oh, Tron tank, because there's tanks in Tron, there's planes in Tron, there's everything in Tron.
There's bikes.
There's bikes in Tron. So I'm like, well, that's cool. And Tron, I just real easy like our Jagged Brush Studio side. Actually, if you look back in his posts, has some Tron troopers he did for somebody else. His look way better than mine. But the way I did them was just easy for me to do, and people still go, oh hey, they can recognize it, and that makes
Right.
me really happy that I finally got to a point where someone's like, "Oh, hey, it's Tron. I like the bases." I'm like, "Thank you." Right? You know, like you look at somebody else who won Best Painted, they'll still come talk to me because it's like cool. Also, anybody who does Felucia droids, man, those look great.
Yeah.
I keep seeing the plants and everything on oof, those are awesome.
Yeah, it's interesting, and like for me, it'll depend. My creativity depends on the time I have. Like right now, I'm trying to get my list ready for Worlds.
Yeah,
and so I'm just like, it's just fine. It just looks regular because I'm just like, I just
that's fine. Yeah.
But then if I have a little bit more time, I like to get more creative, like I did with my Stormtroopers. But all right, well, I think that is going to wrap up this episode. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Join us next week. We'll be back to our international community section, and we'll also have War Corgi on, and I'm sure we'll have a plethora of other things to talk about. Thanks for joining us.
Everyone, stay rad.
Join us next week for another edition of the Fifth Trooper podcast.
This has been a Fifth Trooper production.